particular weapon that the US used overnight that is of interest is the MOP, the Massive Ordnance Penetrator. This is the world's largest conventional, i.e. non-nuclear, bunker buster known to be in existence. Weighs about 13.5 tons and can penetrate potentially as deep as 60 meters underground. So in the case of the facilities that were targeted, particularly Fordow, which is approximately 80 meters deep, it's partially constructed under a small mountain. You need some very specific weaponry that won't just explode on the surface like most regular bombs do, but something that can actually penetrate deep underground before detonating, so that most of the explosive yield is driven into the underground facility. What we call normal bunker busters just simply don't have the capability to go as deep as what the US used, which is why the US decided to obviously intervene overnight, because Israel, while possessing some bunker busting capability, didn't have the ability to actually conclusively destroy these particular facilities.
So, James, just help me out with the maths here, because if these bunker busters go 60 metres underground and the Fordow facility is said to be 80 to 90 metres below ground, how much damage will that bunker buster have caused?
A single MOP wouldn't have likely done any significant damage to the particular location. What makes it even more complicated for strategists trying to plan these sort of attacks is that not only are they so deep underground, as you mentioned, they're also capped with a 10 to 20 meter thick reinforced concrete structure above them to further protect them. So in the case of this particular attack, it wasn't just one bunker buster that was used. There's reports out that anywhere between 6 and 14 were utilised against Fordow. Several more were used at Natanz, as well as the Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles that were also used to attempt to finish off that particular facility. So a single one of these devices would likely have done minimal to no damage to these particular facilities. But with the amount that the Americans used, it's likely that very significant damage was done. Whether complete destruction occurred, we can't yet say. It's not. It's too early to verify reports of whether these locations were destroyed or not. I note that the Iranian regime has been claiming that damage is very minimal, because eyewitnesses stated that while some explosions occurred, these didn't seem particularly powerful. You wouldn't expect a bunker buster to potentially seem particularly powerful from the surface, because most of that explosive energy has been directed underground. So we can say that there has been some pretty significant damage. Whether they've been destroyed is another thing entirely.
How big is the US bunker buster arsenal? Do they have more of these to deploy?
In terms of this particular weapon, so again, the MOP, it's not known exactly how many the US possesses, but the numbers are pretty low. Could be as few as 20 in total. So even if they do have more, it's likely very few. So this particular attack has used up a very significant portion of the current arsenal the US has of these particular bunker busters. Obviously, they have more smaller ones as well, but that's not to say they can't simply manufacture more, and could likely do so pretty quickly if they needed to.
You mentioned there were quite a few of these MOP weapons used. What would you say about the intensity of this attack?
In terms of an operation to take out a particular site, this is quite an intense bombardment. Each particular MOP, for example, has a warhead potentially around 2,500 kilograms in total explosive weight. So we're talking very large munitions. And if you're talking as many as 5 or 10 or even potentially 14 used on a very specific location, this is a very intense bunker busting bombardment. So you certainly wouldn't like to be in the facility, let's just put it that way. But again, we are talking very hardened facilities, as I said. So we can be confident there's damage, but we can't yet be confident to say that they were completely destroyed.
Is there anything Iran could have done to fortify their facilities in preparation of an attack?
nothing beyond what they already have done. So these facilities are probably some of the most hardened facilities in the world in terms of protecting themselves from aerial bombardment. Indeed, in the case of Fordow, it was explicitly designed to not only withstand quite significant bombardment, but even potentially long-term siege as well. So, as I sort of stated at the start of this interview, only these particular weapons, and indeed quite a few of them, were actually capable of rendering significant damage to these sites. There's nothing really else Iran could have done to further harden them. They're already some of the most well-protected locations in the world.